Sometimes students sit down to write a paper, open up a few articles on the internet, copy and paste some of that information into the essay, and hope for the best. That is not the way that research papers are written. It is imperative that all sources be documented, and that is what makes the writer brilliant, because nobody knows facts without having researched information. So once having researched that information, let's look how we would document that. We're going to use a program called Easybib. This is a free resource for students and for me. I have the paid-for version, but anybody can have any version of that they like. And that is a way to not only document the sources that I used to find my information, but it will always format that in exactly the right way. So let's go look at it together. When I come into easybib.com, I may see all kinds of things. What I want to do is go right up here and create a free account. I have the Plus account, but you'll want to create an account for free, probably using your school email, whatever you like. When that has been easily set up and logged in, I can click the little downward arrow next to my name, and there are my citation lists. Each time I create a new project, I want to create a new list. That way, each time I open that list, all of my research will go into the right place. Otherwise, it would just run around there somewhere. But Easybib is wonderful at organizing all of my research. Let's look at this one together. What I will see is the name of that particular folder and the ability to create a citation here and the latest formulas. Now we use MLA because we're not writing psychological essays, but there is also APA, which is used by some campuses, though I'm not sure why, unless you're writing a scientific essay that has to do with psychological research. But we're using MLA, the most current version, whatever that is. Next, I'm going to remember the most important things to see here, and that is this button, Export All. When I have completed my research, completed all of my citations, and I have created a list of citations that I have used, I'll show you how in a second, I will always make sure that I export all to a document. First things first, let's look over here at Create a Citation. This box appears and allows me some options. I can paste the URL where I found that website here. I can create a manual citation by filling in fields in the little boxes that will show up. I can use any number of resources. There are 59 different ways. So if I'm doing something besides a website, let's say later on that I'm conducting an interview, then I'd want to come down here and click Interview. For now, let's go out and find a website and use this method of pasting the URL here. I'm researching the American bison. I don't want to go to Wikipedia since that's not a reliable, vetted source. A vetted source is one that contains actual information rather than Wikipedia, which contains all kinds of gibberish that anybody can add. So I have this one from the Smithsonian. I'm going to go up here, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to copy it. And before I even go over to Easybib, let me just see if there's an author for this website. If there's an author, I want to make sure I give that author credit. Sometimes websites such as this are depositories of articles that have been written, and they are credited by the editors rather than a specific person. Okay, so now I have my URL. I'm going to go over to Easybib, and we did use a website. I'm going to paste that URL there, and I'm going to search. And you'll see that it's thinking, and it found that article. So I'm going to click Cite, and that article is going to come up. Can you tell me what I need to do right away? That's right. I need to capitalize the first words in the title of the article. Now I'm going to go through and see what information I can find. Some has been provided, and here the author is the editors. And what I can do to find that is to click editor, and there we go. We want to make sure the URL is there, and we click complete the citation. It's going to think for a second, and then it's going to bring up that completed citation. Sometimes when there's no author or whatever, it'll bring up this little box, and I ignore this unless there's something I can add to it. That kind of helps me remember to do that. Now, when I have completed all of my work, I've done any interviews, I've cited everything, and I'm ready for the project to be completed, then I will click this all-important button, Export, and I have a choice to make, either a Word document or Google Docs. Sometimes Google Docs works really well with my Gmail email account. Sometimes Microsoft Word works best. Whichever works best for you is the exact method that you should use. I had some trouble trying to put a citation into an essay. It just simply wouldn't format. So I came back and I saved it as a Word document, and that was able to format easier. Either way works just fine, and either way is very, very quick. So let me go ahead and I'm going to do Google Docs for this one. When I do that, it's going to ask me to connect my Gmail account. When I have that completed, I click Export, and I wait while it completes that list. Now this is going to come in as a Google Doc, and you can see it's all beautifully formatted. I can copy it from here and paste it into a document. I can put my document on top of this if I want to. I have a number of options that I can do. I can download this as a PDF. I can download it as a Word document. There are all kinds of different things I can do with this once it's created. Some people get excited and they want to learn how to create citation lists by hand manually, and there's a link for you to be able to do that if you would like to do it manually without using the help of this particular app. There are other apps available. They are never correctly formatted, so this is why we use and refer to Easybib for this particular course. So as I go through the process of researching my papers, researching the information that I need to learn to be able to prove whatever points I'm making throughout different course assignments, I want to make sure that I always document everything so that I am completely covered and everything is cited within my essay and in a documented, formatted works cited. That completes this tutorial.